of my colleagues earlier has set the tone by explaining what hate speech is all about and why it is important for us MPs to counter such hateful narratives. So for my presentation, I will focus more on what we all MPs can do to change the persisting narratives, and hopefully in the process we can also improve migration laws and policies in Malaysia. As representative of the people and as a politician, we possess the ability to shape public opinions and positive narratives over time. However, in order to achieve this, we must undergo a paradigm shift in our own perspectives. It is crucial that we actively engage with refugees and migrants who reside in our constituencies, enabling us to develop a deeper understanding of their experiences. As previously highlighted by His Excellency Tan Sri Datuk Johari, refugees and migrants are not mere statistics, they are individuals with their own unique stories. So I still remember, and as we have questions to be answered, as what we highlighted by our speaker. By taking the initiative to engage with refugees and migrants, we can foster an environment of support, kindness and compassion. This personal interaction allows us to better comprehend their challenges and needs, which is then would enable us to advocate for them more effectively. So, it is through this meaningful connection that we can express genuine empathy, demonstrate solidarity, and work towards a society that embraces diversity, inclusivity, and equality. So as MPs, we hold a unique responsibility in molding the general public perceptions. We must take the lead and serve as example by actively becoming agents of positive change through the use of constructive narratives. It is cause of our discussion. It is important to be mindful of certain expression that we should strive to refrain from using it or using of. If possible, eliminate such illegal migrants in, I think in bahasa is pendatang asing, or party. We should pick more good words. As such, I would like to highlight that what our speaker mentioned, this is undocumented, illegal migrant, or we can call it irregular migrants or whatever. So we must change it. So it is imperative that we as parliamentarians and public figures publicly condemn xenophobic and racist political narrative as well as acts of intolerance, stereotyping, hate speech and discrimination of victimization of minority groups, including refugees and migrants. By taking a proactive and decisive stance against such behavior, we can serve as role models and deter others from engaging in similar conduct. So, as members of Parliament, we share the common aspiration, I hope, for a better life and a secure future for ourselves and our family. This is a universal desire that transcends borders. Moreover, we all face common challenges such as economic hardship, access to education, healthcare, and need for social economics integration. So therefore, in Parliament, I would like to suggest and recommend we should engage with Parliament committees and in parliamentary debates, and these can be useful and effective platform to mainstream refugees and migrants issues. This can help drive the inclusion of rights of refugees and migrants on our legislative agenda and help promote meaningful action. We should take steps to review and, if necessary, amending existing laws or propose new legislation that clearly regulate hate speech while keeping in mind that any legislation should be in line with international human rights standards and best practices. For that purpose, it is crucial that we consult and calibrate with subject matter experts and civil society working on human rights. Moreover, it is imperative to shift the focus of laws and policies from a perspective centered on controlling migration to one that prioritizes labor administration and human rights frameworks. By adopting such laws and policies, we can foster an environment that values the contributions and well-being of refugees and migrants. This approach recognizes their rights for fair labor condition, equal treatment, and protection against exploitation. If we want and demand Malaysia citizens abroad to be protected by host countries, Malaysia as a host country must equally protect non-citizens within its borders. So at the same time, we should review and allow for appropriation of the budget to guarantee that refugees and migrants have access to essential services. These services include education, healthcare, and legal support. Adequate funding and well-crafted laws will help eliminate barriers, ensure that refugees and migrants can fully participate in society and access the services that they need to thrive and contribute to their new communities. So meanwhile, in our respective constituencies, I would like to suggest five things. I hope all MPs will pick up it. We should create many opportunities for constituents to interact with refugees and migrants who reside in their area in order to enhance social cohesion, foster understanding, break barriers, and eliminate stereotypes. I'm facing this one in my constituency in Ampang. We have a lot of migrant refugees, especially. We have Syrian, we have Egyptian, Afghanistan, Burmese, and we need to handle it. Among the second one, among the activities that we can organize include communal work and community events. Don't hesitate to bring them together. Cultural exchanges, dialogues, as these can encourage meaningful social interaction that will allow individuals, both constituents as well as refugees and migrants, to share their perspective and personal stories. Third point I would like to suggest is supporting empowerment and education programs is also crucial. It is essential to empower constituents to critically evaluate information, challenge false narratives, and counteract hate speech. This empowers our constituents to become active agents to promoting accurate information and fostering a more inclusive community. Fourth point that I would like to highlight is to engaging local community organizations, educational institutions, and civil society groups can be instrumental in implementing these empowerment and education programs. This partnership can help develop tailored initiatives and address the specific needs and concerns of our constituents. So the media should also be given the opportunity and encouraged to report on different communities of refugees and migrants. Media reports will be an excellent platform for refugees and migrants to speak out, be heard, and be understood by telling more human stories in order to strengthen public awareness and education on refugees and migrant issue. Ultimately, it is our duty as parliamentarians to empower refugees and migrants by making them more aware of all their rights, even as non-citizens in Malaysia, as well as the grievance mechanism available that will enable them to air their concern, complaints, and grievance. My conclusion is, if we are really serious about routinely recognizing the contribution of refugees and migrants to the nation's socio-economic, demographic, and cultural foundation, development and enrichments based on my engagement with my refugee communities in my constituency, it is imperative for us to make them active economic agents by ensuring there are three three sets of requirements for more fulfilling life in Malaysia. Namely, number one, access to affordable, appropriate and adequate education and or training opportunities for all age cohorts, particularly children, teenagers and young adults. Secondly, access to affordable, appropriate and adequate healthcare services for all ages and all types of illness. And lastly, right to earn a living with a decent paying job. This is the most important things because they are human. They need to have something to bring back to their family or their own sake. When I talk about this, I remember that it's like talking about chicken and egg. Yeah? We can't give all this because we did not rectify yet. Yeah? The UNSCR has certain policy in Malaysia. We hope that by doing this, inshallah, I'm sure there are ways to solve the problem. Yeah? So granting refugees these three wishes will not only empower and enable them to be independent and self-reliant, while providing them the opportunity to give back to society and Malaysia. It is also improve their prospect of being resettled to third countries. So lastly, I would like to point out that hate speech is a global issue. And we as parliamentarians can and should collaborate with international organizations, civil society and government agencies to address it effectively. Exchanging best practices and other relevant information and can contribute to the development of the coordinated and cohesive response to hate speech. Continuous interaction and engagement with the relevant authorities to understand their position on refugees and migrants, as well as to get the full picture of the accurate situation in which refugees and migrants could come in handy. At the same time, as MPs, we must avail ourselves with credible, reliable, and valid counter-argument, complete with statistics, studies, and all other forms of information and evidence. I hope it is well said, and I hope these toolkits and my opinion and my colleagues' opinions can be a reference to all, especially for MPs. And we hope take it as our priority, and we hope that we can promote this agenda. By implementing this recommendation, parliamentarians will play a vital role in promoting positive narratives, combating hate speech, and fostering inclusive and tolerant society. That's all from me. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh.